Hi guys, it's been a while since my last video about our dome house, and we have been doing the next steps. Since we live in Ukraine, the Russian-Ukrainian war doesn't let us do everything we want with our building, but still we managed to do something to continue building because our roof needs to be covered from water. It won't survive another winter. So that's what we've done. As you might remember, we didn't have this mudroom. You see in the front we have made it already. It's a carcass structure. There will be a door and a window on the ground floor and another window on the first floor under the roof. And right now we're covering our dome with water protection. It won't let the moisture come into the wall and will protect our construction. My husband is right now hammering the nails here. Yeah, say hi. And I help him with whatever I can. Here is my little workshop, my workplace.
Hello people, I'm Sophia's husband, and she asked me to film how she works. People wants to see your smile.
Right now I'm going to cut this piece of wood into smaller pieces with my favorite instrument. And now we need to make from this plank this thing with 2 nails so that my husband could use it upward. So I take a smaller plank and a nail, a rather large nail.
Huge nail.
Measuring the distance and nailing it. When you're working up high, you need these nails to stick a bit so that you could easily attach it to the wall.
Yeah, it helps me to make my job.
So I am also useful.
Yeah.
Very useful to the building. Please. Yeah, you see this point. So we are not professional constructors, but we're building our house and we're trying to make it easy and funny and fast because it's so long to build a house. It takes so very long. Here's how this waterproof barrier looks like from closer. So we nailed the planks on the triangles. They repeat the shape of the dome, every triangle. And then on these triangles there will be boards nailed on top. You can see 2 boards already nailed in place. There will be 3 boards on each of the angles, so 9 boards on each triangle. These boards will be used to attach the plywood. You can see that the lower side is slightly lower than the base of the triangle. That's because we need to lower the roof just a little bit on the wall so that water doesn't come under the roof. You can see how we attach the water barrier to the dome. It's rolled, and so it takes a little bit of effort to unroll it, but it is a lot easier and better than when it is cut into triangles, as some people that build dome houses, they cut this barrier into triangles and attach each to its triangle. But we consider that this rolled barrier is a lot more safe, I'd say, because there are no places where water can come inside when you just unroll it, and it is a single piece attached to the wood. So it takes a little bit of time and effort, a little bit of experience, but it is not as hard as we have thought earlier, because when we started to do it, we understood that it's a lot easier than when you see someone doing it, or when you're thinking about, oh, how will I do it? It is so hard, I've never done it again. But actually, no, it's not that hard. You can build your own house with some effort, of course, maybe with some advice from other people, but that's not impossible. As I said, we are not professional builders, constructors. We knew nothing about building, especially dome houses, before we starting working on our own. And now we're step by step, whatever is needed. And right now, when the water barrier is unrolled, do it when there is no wind or just a little wind. And now we are going to hammer it with the stitches to the dome, and afterward you nail the planks. We've bought a really nice hammer. It works with these stitches. It is really easy and very convenient, especially when we're working up high. A little bit. Okay. After you stitched it, the barrier doesn't come off anymore, and you can work with planks easily. Of course, when the roof is dome shaped and your water barrier is rectangular shaped, it is a little bit harder to work with it. You need to make the seams so that it was under enough pressure, because it has to be really tight so that water goes where it should, instead of staying in these places where there is no pressure. But again, after the first 2 triangles, you already know what to do, where to make the seam, how to attach it, and so on. The higher you are, the smaller the dome is, and so of course there will be more seams. Of course it is not as convenient as when you're working with a usual roof, with usual rectangular roofs. But we work with whatever we have. So one triangle is ready, it is tied, and well, and here is how this water barrier looks from inside of the house. There will be another vapor barrier, I think, from the inside of the wall, and this is our future wardrobe or closet room. And you can see the barrier is already in place here. There will be a door cut here because right now the shape, the dome is in place, but there will be a door right about here. We finished nailing the boards that will go under the plywood, and just look at these beautiful flower patterns. Now all our neighbors and relatives say, please don't cover them, leave them, they're so beautiful. But of course the plywood will go onto these boards and all this beauty will be covered. But still, we know it's there. Although it was rather difficult and took a lot of time because every board was measured and cut one by one. But still, we love our future little house because it's so unique and so cute. This is the aerator. It is a part of the ventilation system because dome houses need a very good ventilation. They are wooden and the construction of the roof is different from usual roofs. You can see the holes there, right there. These holes are needed for the air to go through them, and this aerator is on the top of the dome. We haven't finished it yet, but the main structure is already finished. It also consists of 5 triangles, and later I will show you the finished aerator.